phone in.
Day. Actually, I left everything muted. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you are having a fantastic Monday, recovering from your Memorial Day celebrations. The Indianapolis 500 is over. I don't know who won. I don't even know who's running in it, actually, because every time I've gone to the Indianapolis 500, I spent the whole time in the snake pit.
It's already over?
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, if this is, it's coming out in the future.
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah.
The race is actually starting right now.
Facebook Live is not over.
So, to my left, my co-host that I could not ask for a better one, Shane Jones. How are you doing today, man?
Pretty good, man. Glad to be here. Got a good show today.
I am extremely excited because with us is Christian Jones and Ian Pomfret. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did, actually.
All right. Welcome, guys. Thanks for coming in. You guys are some MMA fighters from the local area here in Indianapolis, and this is Unpredictable Talk Radio for Indianapolis, so it's great to have some guys in here. We've had Chris Heffernan in, and you guys know him, right?
Yeah,
yes,
actually.
I know him real well. Pretty well.
I kind of wanted to hear a little bit about that.
That couldn't have been a better response. Yeah, I know him real well.
Yeah, me and Chris, we had a little bit of fight history. Our first go around, he bested me early in my career at least, and then this past fight, I got a second chance to rock with it again, and all love to Chris, but I outclassed him.
And he was very he's like a really good person too, that I feel like when I follow, he has a good response to that stuff. Like, he was like, congrats to that guy. It was a good battle, but he took me out.
Yeah. It just showed growth and development,
Right. And that's what, like, when I think about like fighting, I wanted to ask you guys, like, whenever you played, like when I played football in high school, whenever we played a team like in the beginning of the year, and then we maybe like met them in like the tournament like in the end of the year, it was like more than likely I had a lot of confidence that we would win, because if we got beat by them, because like we knew what we did wrong. Is that the same with fighting, or does it kind of evolve a little bit in between?
It's a little bit in between both. You evolve as a fighter. Like the first time, I would say there was some minor critiques in my game personally that we had to step up or take to the next level.
Right.
We had some time. Had 2 or 3 fights in between that. Had some time to correct that, and we came out the second time ready to rock.
For sure.
Is there going to be a trifecta, a third
meeting?
Yeah, third meeting.
I ain't opposed to it,
because it's only right that
it's a rubber match.
Yeah.
I'm thinking though, if when that third time comes, it's later down the career, we're both pro. We'll see.
There you go.
We'll see how it really goes.
Speaking of pro, you guys know Austin Tweedy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Went to high school with him.
Awesome. So where'd you go? You went to New Bell?
Yeah.
Oh, I went to Greenfield, so I probably know a lot of the same people as you.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah.
I know him pretty well from like partying and in those times before maybe he got quite serious with the MMA stuff. But
he's still wild.
He is wild. He's always going to be wild. I don't. That's
to be the best, you got to be one crazy son.
It's fun. It's funny because when we would go to parties and stuff, and he's just one of those guys where, like, kind of how I met him. I never went to parties with him, but he would always go to the same parties that I was at, and he would always be there, like, asking dudes if they want to wrestle. And just like
that's Tweety.
Like out front in the grass, like just completely dominating dudes.
And Back in the day, don't even look at him the wrong way.
But for whatever reason, he always like thought I was cool and liked me, and I was like, so cool, man. Like, cool. I don't.
You're a lucky one.
Don't want any of that. So
yeah. Tweety's the man. He's actually going to be on the Tuesday night Dana White's Contender Series.
Yeah.
June 23rd.
That's awesome.
So if he wins this, he gets a contract with the UFC.
If he wins
right?
it impressively, yeah. Because sometimes you can win, but if it doesn't look good, Dana doesn't. You know what I mean? He gives you another chance. But I think Tweety, 10 fights, 1 loss, and I think it's all 10 finishes. So
I've seen the Dana White looking for a fight thing. It's kind of probably similar to that.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. Okay. Except instead of going to their hometown or whatever to watch them fight, he brings them into the UFC gym in Las Vegas.
Cool.
And now they all just fight on there. It's going to be like an actual show on like Fox and ESPN now.
Yeah,
that's insane.
It's cool because it's interesting to watch people like Chris Heffernan, and now after this, you guys, and Austin, and people that I know firsthand, like go and go after your dreams and do that kind of stuff, and it's just crazy to know someone that's doing that stuff, because you see all this press and the kind of stuff that they do leading up to fights for other fighters, but this is the first time I've seen it from someone that I've known for a while.
Yeah,
so it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and so back to like actual fighting though. You brought the belt in today. Where'd it go?
There's 2 belts.
You guys got it over here too?
Yeah, we brought them.
I mean, I could go grab my fantasy football championship belt if you want, but I don't know if it's as good as these right over here.
Yep,
that's
the
awesome.
hardware.
So where'd you guys get those from? Where'd that come from?
We fight for Coliseum Combat. Mm-hmm. It's a promotion in Kokomo, Indiana, owned by.
I follow them on Facebook. So if anybody else is out there listening, follow them on Facebook if you want to watch. Because they stream their fights, don't they?
Yeah, they live stream their fights on Facebook. Mark Slater is the promoter and the co-owner, so give him a follow too. Great guy, and they're the best of the Midwest. Mm-hmm. Literally, best
shout
promotion.
Out to Uncle Mark.
Yeah, literally, a bunch of his fighters that have fought pro have either in the past 3 cards, there's been 5 fighters go to Bellator.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Well, I will say that's the only one I've ever heard of.
Right.
I mean, like around here.
Yeah.
So it must be. That must say something about it.
And then UFC vet Shoney Carter's headlining the next one he's got coming up in June 30th.
Oh wow. Cool.
Yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
it's gonna be a good. Yeah, he's always getting good people in there.
When are you all fighting next?
We are scheduled to fight next in Covington, Kentucky, June 23rd.
So do you guys already know your opponent? Are you already game planning for him? What's that like?
So as an amateur, you know what I mean? You don't really have to worry too much about game planning for a certain dude. Mm-hmm. They're all kind of the same. You know what I mean? You're just in there to be the best you can be and take care of business.
Do you think also, and this is just off the top of my head, do you think that an amateur fighter that you might try to game plan for would be unpredictable? So you can't really game plan because they might just do something completely different than somebody that has a style?
I feel like for the most part, to actually game plan for somebody in the amateurs, at this level, they'd have to be one bad motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So our game plan is just be in the best shape, be in better shape, be better skilled all around. That's our game plan, especially at this amateur level. These guys they don't take it as serious as we do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a hobby to them.
Exactly.
It's everyday life for us.
Yeah.
And I had a friend that tried to do that and got knocked out the three fights he was in. I think he got knocked out in a combined 64 seconds.
You're putting him out there right now too. He's probably
well, he and I don't talk anymore. He's all right.
We tend to put a few people out there,
including ourselves.
You can't get around it, honestly.
Right.
You can't tell
escaping it.
You can't tell a good story without being
Right. And
then maybe not say their whole name or
make up an alias.
Yeah, but he, like I said, man, he spent probably, like I said, a little over a minute in the ring because he got knocked out each 3 times.
If you're not ready, man, and if you're not used to that chaos, if you're not able to be comfortable in that chaos, it's going to overwhelm you. You're going to fold. You know what I mean?
You guys say that you don't really take into consideration someone, you don't train for a certain fight or a certain person, but do you ever take into consideration mentally that this person is when I think of Chris Heffernan, I think of baseball bat choke. Obviously you can't do that with without the gear or whatever. But I think certain people have certain things that you can.
Let me slide in there real quick. This man right here, Ian Pomfret, he will hit you with a baseball.
I got a Noki baseball bat choke that'll tap anyone.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it's nasty.
I've seen that, but for the most part, at least, he can probably do it too because and then even Craig Edmondson, he does the guillotine or whatever. You want to call it. So,
that sounds like a fucking professional wrestling.
I'm actually hoping he enters this 16-man tournament coming up in Kokomo. It's $2,000 cash prize. I'd love to see him there.
There we go.
Chris Hubbard, if you're listening, man, when you make that bracket, let me go ahead and handle him first round.
Throw all those names out there, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
Call anybody else out you want to.
Because then I want people to share and be like, "Hey, did you hear this shit?"
Nah, I'm humble and stuff, but that guy, you know what I mean. He likes to talk some stuff and he lets his mouth overload his ass sometimes.
No, and that's
why
I like it. It's good content and it's interesting. And like I said, it's having you guys on kind of like gets us into that world a little bit, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and back to we got kind of far away from, but would you guys ever take into consideration this guy's really good at jiu-jitsu?
Right,
this guy's stand-up game is.
So when it came down to Christian and the Chris Heffernan rematch, really with Christian, you just gotta just get him mentally prepared. So we knew that Chris Heffernan's a dangerous striker. We knew that he was a dangerous grappler, but we knew his wrestling wasn't nearly as good as Christian's, right? So good luck taking him down.
Yeah.
So we knew we had to trick Chris, and we had an idea that Chris Heffernan thought Christian was going to come in and just try to out wrestle him. So we worked a lot on just good footwork, good technique, and good striking, and drawing Chris Heffernan in. Sure. So Christian lands a good combo, a 3-4 piece, steps back, Chris Heffernan, he's a banger, and he gets tagged, he smiles. He's that guy that when he gets hit, he loves it.
Yeah.
So he's going to come in and try to give it right back to you.
Yeah.
So that was our game plan. Piece him up, back out, let him run in, pop him again. We get the takedown. Get him so aggressive on headhunting, we're going to take him down. Now he's out of position.
That's like giving me goosebumps. Like thinking about.
Same. This is some badass shit. Just sitting here talking about like game plans, and especially with two people that I know.
Right.
I mean, I don't know you personally, but I'm sitting here with you, and I know him pretty well, and it's crazy to hear like what goes into it, and like I just know that. I mean, there's so much that goes into taking this stuff seriously.
Right. Yeah.
And if you guys want to give us like kind of an idea of what. I guess you can't give any trade secrets or anything, but but like what goes into I guess what I don't know if you call it a fight camp because it's not.
It's a fight camp.
Okay, so
absolutely.
what kind of goes into that?
So we usually start dieting about 10 weeks out. We start the actual camp about 8 weeks out. As right now, amateurs, you don't want to do anything longer than 8 weeks right now because you're just gonna, you're not training for a 20. Yeah, you're not training for a 25-minute title fight. You're training for a 9 or a 12-minute fight as of right now. So we kick it into gear about 8 weeks out. Start focusing on there's a pyramid when it comes to structuring a fight camp. At the bottom of the pyramid, what you want to do the most, physical. You want to be in great shape. The thing that defines the guys that take it serious from the guys that don't is cardio. You go in there with the best cardio, you're gonna win 9 times out of 10. It doesn't matter how good a skill you have. You know what I mean? You have to be in shape.
And take it just from what little I know from doing jiu-jitsu and doing some kickboxing and stuff. Cardio is like you don't realize how
detrimental it is.
You get gassed so fast. You take any guy off the street and put him up against someone that's been training for 6 months or something.
Right.
The difference is night and day.
Yeah.
Because I remember just being completely like I would go home and I would just be shaking.
Yeah, it's something different, man. It's something different.
Everyone thinks you can say I get in there and I can do this and I can do that, but no, like your cardio makes or breaks you literally. Like, in
at
every
the end
sense
of the day, you could be as good of a boxer or a Muay Thai guy or a grappler as you want to be, but you don't got the put in the time for the road work. You get hit a couple times, it changes the game for you.
Yeah,
right? You know what I mean?
And It's always people that you see in the UFC that are the most successful are people with the best cardio. Honestly.
People who are professional.
Exactly.
People who take everything serious, not just in the gym. You got to be a champion in and out of the gym, in the kitchen. You know what I mean? When you're just chilling, when you're in a bad situation, you got to be a champion everywhere.
And Khabib's out there eating tiramisu.
Right.
Not taking it serious.
There's a change. You got to be professional, but you don't want to put too much pressure on yourself as well. You know what I mean? Like
it's funny because they kind of like made a huge joke out of that. I mean, it was like a week before the fight, and he's eating tiramisu or whatever. But
something stupid.
It's not that big of a deal in the end. I mean, one meal or one little treat's not going to
anything can have a foodborne illness on it and get you. But it just happened to be that he was eating fucking cake before a fucking title fight.
Real quick, I like tiramisu. So
Well, and then there's the thing that I hear a lot of people talk about where there's just some people that are, extremely gifted athletically and genetically that
John Jones.
He's a freak
and
freak
that
athlete.
That it's like sometimes that can beat preparation and stuff like that, but the real legends and the people that are successful are the ones that have that genetic but then also have that drive to improve and get better all the time.
That's the age-old story of John Jones. They always say like, what if he just took it completely serious?
Yeah, and like BJ Penn, the same thing. You know what I mean? BJ Penn was the best in the world for one round. Yeah, and then where does he go?
It was like if they would just take it, like if John Jones stopped doing all the partying and doing the coke or whatever it is he's doing, how great he would be. But that's what I.
But also, you guys, like, we got to go back to the fact that like how you guys say Tweety's crazy. Like that's part of him. If he stopped doing that, maybe he wouldn't be as good.
That was my next point. Is like and even listening to Joe Rogan, he kind of said like, who would John Jones be without like
the craziness?
That's what everyone likes about him, and that's what makes him him, and maybe that's what makes him one of the greatest fighters of all time.
Exactly, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Like you should, you know what I mean? We're fucking insane too, but we
kind of got to be a little bit.
We pick when and where to be insane. You know what I mean? Strategically
insane.
I just stepped back and like I read an interview, about John Jones about how like a week before he would like get like completely annihilated. annihilated, and I just had to like take a step back, like, damn, that's one crazy dude.
The same with Cowboy Cerrone or whatever.
He drinks a beer a day.
He drinks. He's sponsored by Budweiser.
Yeah, he literally says he drinks a beer a day up until like 3 days before the fight.
Yeah,
He's like,
and he'll just drink. Like he was on Joe Rogan just talking about how he's just like smashing beers and then going and training and stuff. I went and rolled one time after having 2 beers, and I
felt like you was about to.
I'm good.
dude, I love drunk rolling.
I went out to my car and threw. I mean, I didn't do bad. I was kind of surprised. Like I thought I was gonna be way worse, but because I was like, man,
You're loose. You're more loose.
Yeah,
so you're relaxed.
And you're like trying shit you wouldn't have tried
when
before.
you're not, you know. If you're not, right. Exactly.
You just become a black belt automatically.
Right.
Man.
Yeah. No. It's you know, you get loose. You get confident.
I did try some stuff that day that I wouldn't have normally have tried if I was like, sober or whatever. But
right.
Yeah, I already know that I would not be good at any of that stuff. like I always think like in a fight or something, like I could probably handle myself. But then what my buddies and I always talked about, because I had a few friends that considered themselves good like street fighters, I guess. Like if somebody started something, they would be like pretty proud of themselves that they could knock somebody out. But we always talked about how one of these days they're going to start something with somebody that actually knows how to fight.
Yep.
Right. And then they're going to get their ass beat. Yep. That's why most of the time I don't try to fight with anybody, because I enjoy having a good time too much to fight with anybody, because I don't want to get beat up.
If anyone out there trains jiu-jitsu for, correct me if I'm wrong, for like 6 months, even a month.
That's a dangerous person.
That gives you the upper hand.
I mean, you're in like the 10% of the world that knows how to do some things that like just simple, small, like an arm bar can change.
Absolutely.
And like the fact that like being comfortable on your back is like, because most people think of a fight, they think, oh, he's on his back, this is like he's done.
Right.
But you take someone that's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and that's where they're most comfortable.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's what's always funny, like watching, MMA or anything with people that don't watch it at all. And they're like, what's going on? And I don't really know anything at all. I just know a little bit because of this guy and like listening to Rogan's podcast and stuff. And it's just fun. It's fun to watch it with people that don't know what's going on. It does get
better as you learn more, because I'm not, like I said, I'm nowhere close to knowing exactly what's going on at all times. But I do passing guard and side control.
Terms,
and like, you realize that like once they make that move, that they're working their way to like a mount or whatever.
Exactly,
it is. So
and then you get those people that are like, "Why doesn't you just stand up?" It's like, if it was that easy, I'm sure he would fucking stand up. He's got a grown ass man on top of him trying to do exactly the opposite of that, letting him stand up.
Keyboard warriors,
right?
Like, if that was me, bro,
I would have just grabbed his dick. Like, I'm sure you fucking would have.
Shaq tapped him one time. You know what's crazy? Man, I feel like especially people always try us, especially in the wintertime when we're fully clothed, they can't see our body, structure or anything. It's crazy how many people just try to walk up to you and step to you, and they got a little drink.
Do they try because they know that you fight, or are you saying
no, just random people?
Random people.
Think about it to a time like me and we're like out, I'm saying, downtown, or it's like Broadway or something, and I'm talking about I might have like shoulder bumped somebody on accident trying to get through the crowd, and like I'm talking about like homie turned around and was like, hey, bro, you spilled my drink, and I'm just like, bro, I'll buy you another one, and like he's not accepting that. He's like trying to fight. He's like, bro, we smash these dudes. Let's get out of here. Let's get
It's not even worth it to me. You know what I mean? It's like I get paid for this shit now. I make $2,000, $3,000 a fight now. Like as an amateur, why am I gonna risk getting shot, beating some dude up?
The first problem with that is you gotta quit going to Broad Ripple.
100%.
Was this at Brothers?
Yeah.
Right. Because like I learned this a long time ago. You go to like somewhere real chill. Like I mean, they do have chill bars down in Broad Ripple, like the Monkey's Tail and places that are kind of a little calmer, and you're not gonna run into douchey people.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been in the Mousetrap.
Yeah, I've been.
But it's super chill, dude. It's like a jam band bar, but everybody there is just like, oh, sorry, bro, my bad. Like super chill. But like you go down and you start seeing boat shoes and backwards hats and fraternity.
Yeah.
I'm like, you going sailing tomorrow, bro?
Right.
If it's like a special occasion, I'm down in Broad Ripple.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm
more of a brewery guy.
Yeah, we toned it down.
I go to Broad Ripple too. Don't get me wrong, but
we went for Halloween and then didn't do a podcast the next day.
That's true.
Sounds like brother.
Yep.
And I had to break into my own house for the third time I've ever in my life.
Why? Forgot your keys?
There's a lot.
Something like that.
A lot of variables.
A lot of stuff
that
happened.
Night.
It's the third time in my life that I've kicked my own door open. Which you just need.
What's that feeling like, man?
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's almost like a B&E, but it's like it's your own crib.
So when you kicked that door in, did you feel like
Yep. And it's funny because I've told people this. Like the first time I did it, I was real like scared. Like I was like, I'm not gonna be able to get this door open. And the first time I did it, I literally took one step back, one step forward, and kicked, blew the door off. And I was like, ever since then, like whenever we've been locked out of anywhere or like something like that, I tell my friends like, do you want me to kick the door?
I'm gonna do it
because I can do it. Like I mean, I've done it 3 times. Like it's one kick each time.
That party we went to in Ball State a long time ago, one of the coolest feelings in the world.
Chirp, shout out. Yes.
My girlfriend went to Ball State as well. I know a whole bunch of people that got a lot of
I was there for 9 years, so.
Well, she was joking. No, but one of the coolest feelings ever is like our buddy was up in an apartment and we didn't have any way because they like locked you had to get buzzed in or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, I got this, and I straight like elbowed the glass and then like put my hand in and like unlocked it. But when I elbowed the glass, it slid down and cut me. I have the scar. You can see it.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
where it's at right there.
That's
Yeah.
wicked.
And like went straight like, and I'm just like super hammered, but
It
I
looked
felt
like a
so
goddamn crime scene.
Yeah, I felt so badass because we broke it, went in, got our friend, and then like for whatever reason sprinted back to his house, and I'm just like ha ha ha, but like my whole
Bleeding
arm,
all over
my
the
whole
house.
arm is red, and I'm
DNA's
seeing-
everywhere.
Yeah, but it's one of the coolest feelings ever because I've always seen that in movies like where they break the glass and they reach in.
Right.
And do that. I've always wanted to do it. I got to do
fucking
it.
did
Definitely
it.
should have wrapped like a shirt around it or
Bucket
something.
list.
Firsthand.
Yeah.
That's what Tyrese did in Fast and the Furious. Too.
Yeah, with his little hit that window. I wasn't smart enough to take my shirt off and break the glass.
Right, you were going
I was
in.
like straight. I was trying to do that like, watch this. I like put my hand in there. It didn't work out that way, but
So do you guys have very many advertisements for your gym that you guys go to?
A lot of it's word of mouth, man. A lot of it, we've had since mid 2017, we've had such a huge growth in our gym, and really a lot of it's from the explosion of Bang Muay Thai and TJ and Dwayne, just get everyone learning about them, and then Rogan talking about 10 Planet Jiu-Jitsu all the time.
It's so
Eddie Bravo.
It's
Yeah,
hilarious to like when you ask somebody if they listen to podcasts, they're like, "Oh yeah, like Joe Rogan." Like it's literally that's like everybody knows.
Yeah.
of
No,
his
it's crazy.
podcast. It's
well, it's
insane.
that thing you have like I said Joe Rogan earlier, and you go yeah I watched like you didn't even have to say anything. Like,
Yeah.
as soon as you knew, like if you know who Joe Rogan is, you're either like super fucking into it,
Yeah.
or you're like not for me.
Right.
So it's like I know when people are like, yeah, I like Joe Rogan, like okay, we're brothers.
Right, yeah, we're off. Yeah, definitely. For sure.
But Circle City, what's the name of it?
Our gym is Circle City Martial Arts and Fitness. We're a MMA gym, and we also do CrossFit.
CrossFit, yeah.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. But there's a ad that I saw on Facebook, and I can't tell if it's real or not, but the listeners will be able to hear it. The audio is pretty funny.
Coach here at Salty Dog Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm encouraging new athletes to come out. We really like to take care of our new guys. Nobody really gets hurt here. We're really a safe gym to train at, so I think it'd really be great for people who want to check out jiu-jitsu.
And then he drags him off the camera. That's so fucking hilarious. So what I want to ask you guys is that real or fake?
That video's fake, but I mean, stuff like that happens at gyms for sure.
Oh yeah.
So have you ever been rolling or something? Have you guys ever been knocked out like that? Like landed on your head or something like that?
Oh yeah, I mean, I wrestled
Yeah.
for my whole life, so I've been slammed on my head for sure. But like, never knocked out, never knocked unconscious.
No, I just think that was hilarious, and the scream sells it for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
That's like what made me laugh out loud when I
It's
saw it.
one of those things where I know there is people that have been choked unconscious, and those are just people usually that don't know when to tap. I think is that correct? Usually,
Yeah, sometimes you don't even realize it's in though. Like if it's a good
Yeah.
blood choke, you can still breathe
And it
just
happens
fine.
You can
fast.
sink
Yeah.
that breath in and
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
"Oh,
yeah.
I'm
Crazy.
good. I'm good.
Yeah,
And
so
you're
like when it's an air choke, your trachea is cut off, right?
Okay.
But when it's a blood choke, the sides of your
just-
neck are cut off.
oh,
So you're
shit.
still getting air in, but you're not getting enough blood in your brain to keep you
Jugglers.
conscious.
So you think that you can fight out still?
Yeah, sometimes you're chilling. Sometimes you're like, I'm good, and then all of a sudden,
I've seen where the class doesn't even stop. Everyone keeps going, and somebody will just come over, pull the dude's feet up, put
Yeah.
him in there. He wakes up, he's like, "You good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." And then they just go back to. And if anyone else were to see this from like an outside point of view, it'd be like, "What just happened?"
Is he okay?
Yeah.
I think I would stress the fuck out if somebody's choking me out. That's one of the scariest feelings to
you
me.
get used to
the
it.
choke's cool. It's the joints that really suck. It's
Yeah.
when you get those guys that even in just training that
Like
go a little too hard on joint.
Right.
Choke the shit out of me. Go ahead, but if you got my ankle or my arm or
yeah.
something, be
crazy
chill.
like
Like,
that.
I'm cool.
And
I'll
same
tap.
with, like
or,
a neck crank. Like,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
That's what I was telling you earlier. I had kind of a problem with is like people would just like go to town on my neck, and I wasn't getting choked out, but I was just getting like torqued. My neck was just getting torqued, and I was walking like a robot for like the next 4 days because my neck was like stuck straight forward.
So when you're in a like a legit, like you're trying to go at it, when do you know you're fucked? Like, do you have that feeling like in your mind, like, oh, I'm fucked? Like, because you got to a point where because what Shane and like the guys that have come in that do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu say, like, there's pretty much a counter for almost everything. Do you ever like have that moment where like, oh, it's done?
There's definitely for most times a counter for everything, but it's about the timing.
Yeah.
You don't hit it at the right time. I mean,
yeah, sometimes you just get caught, you know.
Would you agree that there's like a kind of a calmness to, like, you don't ever like freak out when you're getting choked? It's more of like a understanding that
It's when, so it's all about how comfortable you are. You know, a new guy would probably freak out, but if, you know, someone like who's been on the mats forever like myself, you know, if I'm in there, I'm not going to freak out. That's when you make it worse, really.
because there's only like two things that can really happen. You're going to get choked unconscious or you're going to tap.
Yeah.
And there's that kind of in between, and you can kind of tell, like, you get that one moment where you're like, it's going to go one of these ways, and I got to figure it out right now. So,
Yeah. Like sometimes you get those guys that'll fucking like not even tap in training, and it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why are you trying to make me blow out your knee right now or something? You know what I mean?
That's how you.
He's got nothing to prove.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't a world title fight. Like, I get it if we're fighting for $1 million fucking right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna tap.
Well, they do always talk about with jiu-jitsu, at least Joe Rogan and other people I've talked to, about leaving your ego at the door. Is
Yeah, you
important.
gotta check your ego into the door, or else
It's not gonna work, man.
Yeah, you become one of those fucking douchebags we were just talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or get hurt. That's a good point right there.
Or hurt yourself.
Yeah.
'Cause I fucking hate it when someone like that comes in the gym just to try it out, and you can tell he's got that fucking walk and talk about him, and then he starts sparring or whatever, and you can see it. Dude, I lay those fucking people out.
Those guys stick out literally like a sore thumb. Like, immediately they come in.
Yeah.
Within the first initial exchange of
9
words,
times out of 10, that dude
you
comes
tell.
in, when he starts rolling, he's grunting. Ugh!
Yeah. And they have that laundry list of things that they've done previous. Like,
Yeah.
Like, I used to Golden Gloves in
Yeah.
92. Golden
They want to let you know their whole
Black belt in
resume. It's like,
Taekwondo,
that's
man.
really cool, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's sweet, man.
Don't even say karate, I swear to God. That's not even a real thing, is it? I think I've been told this story before, but with karate, it basically got like watered down because in like the 80s,
A lot
and
of the
stuff,
martial arts did, because it turned into a point system, right? And when you're fighting for points, you're striking for speed, and you're not striking to enable someone anymore. You're striking to tap his chest.
Yeah.
You know?
And also in the what I feel like in the 80s, like karate was so, because all the movies that were coming out and
Yeah.
everything, and I think people that were like actual
You hear the geese in the
actual
back.
black belts in karate like felt obligated to give people, you know, belts faster because of the popularity and everything, so it got watered down a little bit.
A bunch of it did. A bunch of people are self-made. You can go buy a black belt right now offline.
Yeah.
And
There's definitely some karate out there though, with like Wonder Boy.
Wonder Boy, GSP.
What's
Conor McGregor?
What's homeboy that does all the backflips and blonde tips?
Sage Northcutt.
Yeah, he's a little karate.
I would love to fight that guy. We're actually the exact same age.
Really?
To like the hour.
That's crazy.
Oh, that's nuts.
Yeah, I know. And he's moving up to welterweight too and stuff. I think I'd beat that guy right now. I'd beat him tomorrow.
That's awesome. I would love to see that.
I
hope
see-
to
same
see
here.
that.
What weight class did he fight at originally?
55.
55?
Yeah. And that guy, I think he's watered down. I think
Yeah,
he's more built up than what
he's
he really
Dana
is.
White's little baby.
Right,
Little-
yeah.
little, like,
they're trying to build him into a superstar, but I see right through that kid.
Right.
And the thing about him is like, I agree with all of that, but I also kind of like can't not like him because
Yeah, he's talented and he's so nice.
He's super nice, and every time he's not like talking shit, he's always like, "Oh, I hope he does." I wish him the best.
He calls he's been training with like Team Alpha Male with Uri Faber, and Uri Faber did an interview. He's like, the kid calls me Mr. Faber.
him and his fucking muscle milk,
Bro, I
too.
was
Yeah.
gonna say, like,
The kid's yoked.
you have to.
Something's going on.
As a child, his parents had to have been like,
I'm
"All
not-
right,
I'm
Sage,
not-
come
look,
get your dough."
Right, like, look, I'm not even trying to talk shit, but I work hard. I've worked hard for a long time. Since I was about 12 to 14 years old, I've put in work. There's not 2 weeks where I didn't do something physically right. And I know that kid has been a world champion in karate since he was like 10.
Yeah.
But that is something else. There's something else. There's some
Shit
shit in the game going on there when you look at that guy physically.
I agree with that, but some genetics play a part too. I think.
It's genetics too, and it's you can't say something without having proof or backing it up.
I for sure agree with there's something weird going on, but I'm not sure what it is. But also, like, you see other like UFC fighters that are super talented. I would say like let's see, who's the dude that fights John Jones all the time? And
Daniel Cormier.
So he's kind of like frumpy, like, you know, he's in good shape, and he's a fucking one of the
killer
best
athlete,
best athletes in the entire world. But his body has never just been that like.
He looks like he just looks like a typical like dad.
He looks like
that's exactly what I thought.
Like a gym coach or something.
Yeah,
gym teacher. But he's just never had that like cut, you know, whatever, and that's just one of the things with genetics. Like, there's just those people that you got your Sage North cuts and you got your Daniel Cormier.
Maybe I'm just being a hoe too and hating, but I just fuck it. Let me fight him. You know what I mean?
No, we would love to see that.
Yeah, for
and then
sure.
we can be like, yeah, we had that dude on our podcast.
Exactly.
No, there's no doubt in my mind that me and him make it to the UFC.
I don't,
sure.
especially 99% of like doing that kind of stuff is just believing that you can do it. I mean, not to sound like a fucking poster,
right?
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, 100%, dude. A bunch of people never get anywhere with their life because they lack the self-confidence.
Yeah, I can't stand those people that are always just like they play the poor me card. Like,
there's two types of people in this world. There's types of people that think the world fucking owes them something. And there's people that are gonna go get what they want.
Right.
Yeah, life is so hard, and this person is always coming down on me. And like, no, like you. Like, make your own luck, like, you know what I mean, like,
exactly.
At the end of the day, you know, we're strong believers in visualization is realization. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to believe you're the best.
I've been putting it out there as much as I can lately on the podcast about just like energy in the world, and like it exists. Like, I know this is a completely just silly thing, but my buddy, like, we went out on Friday night for my buddy's birthday, and another one of our friends, we always play pull tabs, but we always go into it, which pull tabs, you just pull them off, you win cash or whatever, and we always go in with the mindset we're not going to win because we just never win. And he was like, I'm winning today. He was like, I'm taking $20, I'm putting it in the machine, and I'm going to win the $500. $10 later, he won $500.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And that's like, and we just got on this rant when we were drunk. Like, there's just energy, man, and that's the way it is.
Another
100%.
thing you got to realize is like one of my favorite phrases when I used to train at Klingerman's is what like a lot of people would say. Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail.
Right.
Like, you got to realize that it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows,
right.
and like you just got to be positive through the, you know, highs and lows. Like, you know, just keep it.
Yeah, this lifestyle certainly isn't for everybody. You know what I mean? There's going to be the rough times. There's going to be the good times. But trust me, there is a lot of rough times.
Yeah, life's just like that.
But all that good shit makes it worth it, right?
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to get on some of these topics?
Yes. So there's something funny that I saw on the internet just recently. You guys know about gender reveals for like people like revealing the sex of their child, whether it be a male or female, and people are always trying to do like these like cool different ways of like, you know, revealing it. Things exploding with like the dust, and it's like a boy or girl or whatever. So I stumbled across some videos of the fails. So like where
softball.
Yeah. So there's one there where the wife or the, you know, mom is throwing a softball to a guy and he's gonna hit it and knock it out, and it's gonna, you know, explode in that color, and he whiffs and misses the ball, and it hits the grandpa right in the face.
Oh shit.
And it's all over the place. It's hilarious. And so my thing is though, what I've always said is I don't understand why we're making such a big deal about these things all the time. Like, everything is a big deal now.
Mine was a cake. Cut into the cake.
You guys did a gender reveal, didn't you?
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
When you cut into the cake, it was a blue on the inside?
It was pink.
Oh, okay.
He didn't sound too happy.
I'm super like I at the time probably like everybody's like I want a boy,
right?
And after my daughter is the shit.
Yeah, she's hilarious.
And but I have a funny story. Is my buddy that's known me my whole life, and we go out and party, and he goes, "That's what you get!" Like right when they and all my like relatives are like, "Why did he say that?"
Right.
I also had a funny thought. It was like, as fighters, you guys, if you want, when that day comes and you guys you just have like a ball in the air and just like a spinning back
Spin kick it or something.
That's actually
that's
really
a good idea.
Like,
Yeah.
like a teep kick, like just straight.
Right. That's actually, that's smooth. I like that.
It's one of those things that like there's too many things out there that are just becoming a big deal. Like it makes it hard for people like me that don't really want to make a big deal out of anything to like actually like, I don't know, my wife just gets really upset about that stuff.
I think it's just social media and shit now. Everybody
wants to be famous.
Yeah,
for
everyone can just put their shit on blast.
I mean, we were like innovators back in 3 years ago with the
cake. That's a good move.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
It was cool. I enjoyed it. It's better than trying to hit a softball and
And
like
missing.
having that kind of pressure.
And taking on fucking grandpa.
They won't forget that shit for sure.
But yeah, so that was just something I saw on the internet and I thought was hilarious. So I didn't know if it was if you guys get a chance, look it up. Look up gender reveal fails on YouTube. It's quite entertaining.
Also, we'll go into something else, but let's pull up that email that we got from from our Aussie friend. We actually have an international listener now.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
And
hopefully, unless someone's like fucking with us or something.
Right.
Like, how funny would it be if we get them to think that they got like an Australian listener or something?
Now you're just getting too deep.
Yeah.
Now you're going Eddie Bravo on it.
That's definitely Shane.
In my head, I'm whatever. This dude is like the conspiracy god over here. What was it last week where you're like, I don't know, I kind of think
The
that,
Lanny and Ural thing.
yeah, Listen, he thinks he goes, hey, did you guys?
Yeah.
So he was like, I think it's just aliens trying to.
It's a glitch in the Matrix.
Tell our minds, and I was like, no, I think it's just like some because the way I thought about it was like, man, my brain's fucking weird, and then I went on with my day.
Right.
This dude was like aliens and all this other
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I was like, it's a glitch in the Matrix. So basically, whoever released the sound is like actually fixing the code to make sure that because the reason I thought that was the first time I heard it one way for like 3 days, and then I heard it another way, and I can't hear it the other way. So I'm like, something's been switched in my brain.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's somebody fucking with me. But anyways,
should I just do it in like a really shitty Australian accent, or is that mean to him since he gave it?
I think he would be.
We got a buddy from Australia, and every time I freaking see him, dude, I just can't help myself. I start, and he's like,
"Are you good at it?"
No, he's like, "You don't even sound Australian. You sound British."
So you just sound like Conor McGregor.
Yeah, I've done it so much now, I can't even do it anymore.
So I learned, and maybe this will help you, but I do this thing where you just say everything like real exaggerated at the end.
Yeah, dude, that was fire.
You go. It's like, hey guys, g'day mates from Australia. I only recently found your podcast on Spotify, and I can't get enough. It's pretty good. So
Yeah, that's excellent.
It's hard with these long sentences because
Right.
you got to go at the end.
Yeah.
I listen to at least one show per day. You and your guests make me laugh, and I think, but most importantly, I got British. Keep me entertained as I work. You guys should consider coming to Sydney for a week and doing a show from here. We would love to show you around and hang out. Keep up the great work.
Nice, dude. You got some international listeners.
So
The newest Aussie fan, Matt.
And the reason that like I don't know, I've been doing this podcast before Shane for like
Rub it in.
3+ years, almost 4 years, and this is the first I think person that doesn't do their own podcast that emailed me.
Nice.
We're gonna get an email that's like, I don't listen anymore because of that shit.
He's like, you just made fun of me.
So I'm like super excited about that. I think the Spotify thing has helped quite a bit because people listen to a lot of stuff on Spotify, just streaming it.
You can stumble upon stuff like if you just search podcasts and it could just you stumble upon it, and we can get lucky with that. So.
And like I said, like Chris Spangle's been on the podcast before, and he's basically like, listeners are selfish. So like most of the time you ask somebody to do something, they're not gonna do it. And he's like, but when you do it, it makes it worth it. It's like kind of like I always say like getting that email was like, man, that's really cool. Like I was just like excited for the entire day, and then I texted Shane, and Shane I think didn't think it was real.
But I put interesting. I don't know why, because I don't know.
But yeah. Thank you, Matthew. I think it's Matthew Haig, Haag.
Hey,
I don't know
shout
if he
out
wants
Matthew.
That, I don't know if he wants that out of there in the internet. So whatever.
Well, it's just a name.
And he's in Australia, so I don't think anybody's gonna fuck with him.
But we'd fucking love to come to Australia
awesome, bro.
and show us around.
I've really never been anywhere like west of Texas or east of
The
like
Mississippi.
Washington D.C.
west of the Mississippi.
So like, but I've been to Canada and I've been down to Jamaica. Those are the only countries I've been to.
Nice.
So like, I'm literally a straight line
Did
all
you
the way
have
up
some-
and all the way down.
Did you have some French fries and gravy?
I did,
Oh, nice.
absolutely.
Some
And
French fries and gravy from where? Canada?
Canada,
yeah,
that's
and
their
also-
thing.
Yeah, that's what
The only reason I know that is because there's a movie and they're like smuggling something, and he's like, "What are you guys going to Canada for?" And he's like, "Some
It's
French
Super
fries and
Troopers.
gravy."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
just going for some French fries and gravy, sir.
Yeah.
But no, Canada was the first time I ever met somebody that was smoking crack. That was just a
Oh,
very
wow.
interesting situation.
He's just in the. I just picture some guy in the woods smoking.
I know
crack.
a bunch of shit's decriminalized in Canada, so maybe that's like,
Well, no, it was weird because I was 18. We went there. And,
Free healthcare.
And
hey, yeah, smoke all the crack you want then, huh?
we met this dude at the casino, and he was like, "Hey, I got people that want to party, like, but we got to go pick them up because I don't have a car." So like we're like, fucked up, 18, like whatever.
Right.
And so we pick him up, and he like takes us to like multiple houses, and I'm like, so what's like the first house he takes us to? He comes back out, and I'm like, so where's everybody at? Where's the girls at that you were talking about? And he was like, oh, they're over here. They're over here. I'll tell you how to get there. So we take him to the next one. 3 houses later, I'm finally like, you know what? What are you doing? Like, and then so I followed him in. He's sitting in there like hitting a crack pipe, and like all these other people are fucking smoking, and I'm like, all right, this is really fucked up. So I was like, I just left him there and drove off.
Yeah.
Well, then we're walking down the street, literally 2 hours later,
And you run
see
in-
this
Yep.
guy, and he's like, "What the fuck's up?" And I was like, "You're just smoking crack, whatever." And then these police scream up. They like tell us to all get on the ground. That guy ends up going to jail, and they're like, where are you guys from? I thought I was going to jail in Canada. I was like, I'm not going to ever get the fuck
Yeah,
out.
you
Like, I have no
fucked.
idea how to
Were
get
they
out.
like Mounties on horses?
No, but that would have been way better. But apparently he was like, had warrants out for his arrest and stuff. It was just a really fucked up situation.
He knows how to pick them.
Yeah, he does.
So I don't know what this is, but the racist lawyer.
Oh, have you guys seen the
Yep.
video of the guy? Okay, so this guy in like a suit and tie, or I think he's just shirt and tie. But anyways, he's at like a market, and he's like screaming at these Hispanic people because he's saying, you need to speak English. This
I
is
did
America.
see this. I just didn't realize the guy was a lawyer.
And the point that I wanted to make about it is, yes, people are shitty. People are terrible people. But like the way that they just like followed, like the paparazzi followed him around and was like sticking cameras in his face and just like ruining this guy's life because he's like, he is a shitty person. Like, yes,
Yeah.
I agree with that. But I just feel like, where's the limit? Like when you make a mistake, like where's the limit of, are they just going to bother him until he kills himself? Like, is that something
It'll
that
go away.
should
It'll go
happen?
away. I mean, it's the same thing with, everything.
I
It's
agree.
gonna, yeah.
It'll blow over eventually.
He definitely, what he did was fucking wrong.
Oh, yeah, it
and
was
in
terrible.
front of all those people too. Of
Yeah.
course, you're gonna get videotaped.
Yeah.
And what do you think? There's consequences for your actions. you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's almost one of those things.
Especially
where,
a person of power like that and that stature to do something
for
like
sure,
that. That's totally
you should know
unprofessional.
better. How are you going to be a lawyer and not know better? Like,
Yeah.
So you almost get what you deserve, and no matter what it is, because you did that, and like there's consequences. There are all kinds of consequences that come along with that. And he kind of screwed himself. I mean, I don't feel sorry for him, really.
And it's not that I feel sorry for him. I'm thinking about
Where's the
just
limit?
the implication for the rest of the world. So like now, anytime anything happens, like you're gonna have to face like a bunch of people taking their camera phone out and having it in your face and like asking you about, like, if I said something stupid, like not even racist, or if I said something about a homosexual or something like that, just like joking or something, but somebody took it out of the wrong context, and now I'm gonna get followed around and like, how do you feel about this? And like people just like bother me. I'm just interested about that.
I mean, it's just the day and age we live in now.
Right.
Though. It's sad, but that's what it is.
Everybody's first reaction is to pull out their
Get
phone.
the
And it's
phone,
hilarious
yeah,
because
and
I've been
record.
seeing all these videos. The person videotaping, immediately the other person pulls out their phone and they're videotaping them back. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on
so
here?
like
Jesus
kindergarten, like,
Christ.
you're gonna videotape me. I'm gonna videotape you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a scary world to live in that you just have.
Everything can be documented. Yeah.
And people can take it out of context.
You know Casey Anthony, the girl they killed. Just think she's somewhere right now. That shit blew over.
Right, that's true.
She's sitting in some bar somewhere after she killed her little 3-year-old daughter or whatever, and people might recognize her from time to time, but that like the perfect example of stuff blowing over. Like,
Yeah.
And the news cycle always just switching over to the next thing. Like
That's all controlled. Though.
Like-
You know what I
like-
mean? That's controlled media.
Yeah,
For
and
sure,
like the Noblesville thing just happened here in Indianapolis. The shooting, James Seaman, the hero teacher. Like I have no problem calling him a hero teacher. Like
Oh
that's,
yeah, he is
what
a
he
fucking
is.
like
hero.
that's
Yeah,
that's
that's what he is.
insane. Like it's just the guy disarmed a child that, okay, for the full story, the kid left to go to the bathroom, came back with 2 handguns and started shooting at people. You mentioned the basketball thing. I never knew that.
Yeah, he had a basketball on his desk and he launched it at the kid.
And apparently the teacher launched the basketball, knocked the kid down, got shot 3 times in the process. So, man, I just wonder how you would react in that situation. How do you feel like you'd react if somebody was coming in with guns?
Flight. It's fight or flight.
Yeah.
And your adrenaline kicks in and you're either going to fucking hide or you're going to go after it.
For sure.
It's just like, and not the same situation at all because it's not technically life or death, but it's like when that cage door locks, dude. It's like you're either going to fucking let the adrenaline crumble you or you're going to bite down your mouthpiece. You're going to fight. It's fight or flight, you know? That adrenaline spikes and it's time to make a decision.
And I've always I go deep. As soon as something like that happens, I just start to think like, how would I react? Like, would I be able, like,
it's hard not to.
Would I be able to react in a good way, or would I just be trying to protect myself? I mean, my first instinct was, he's a 13-year-old kid. I could probably take that kid down. But then also he has 2 handguns pointed at me. Like, well, how am I going to feel about that?
I try to desensitize myself to those kind of situations because I think it's important to make it to where you're not used to it, but either so when you are in that situation, and I think jiu-jitsu is a perfect example of getting used to something that's very awkward and very uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
And then becoming comfortable in that situation.
Yep.
And then that's maybe one of the reasons I even tried it in the first place, but I kind of like that, throwing myself in the fire sometimes, whether it be with whatever, kind of throwing yourself to the wolves and seeing how you come out, as long as it's not life or death, but that kind of gets you ready for situations. Perfect example.
Absolutely.
When you've been in some through some crazy shit, you're more likely to
be calm in that situation.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
you got calm in the chaos. Yeah, it's totally like that with anything.
So maybe that dude's anything all the way down to his football. I saw him he played some football.
I guarantee
he's a big dude too.
Yeah, no, I guarantee you that helped. That instinct at that fighter. Whenever you let adrenaline loose in your body, the more and more that happens, the more and more you're going to learn how to manipulate and cope with that. You know what I mean? And
I think that's why I always worry about arguments and fights and stuff, because when I can't control that, so when I get ready to go, I just I can't think, I can't talk.
But you learn to think once you've been I remember for forever I was scared of fighting, in a sense of anytime someone's getting that way, I'm good. I'm and then I got beat up without really,
it's not that bad.
No, you're that wasn't that bad at all.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I was I'll fucking, whatever. If I gotta do it, I gotta do it.
I learned at a young age getting beat up's not that bad. I had an older brother.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was that bad for a little bit. I mean,
Same.
there were some times he fucked me up, dude.
I had an older brother, and I would come home and I'd be beat red from him beating my ass, and then my mom would beat his ass.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then I'd get my ass beat again for telling.
Yeah.
Right?
After she left again, he's like, "Oh, you told on me?"
Yeah. Yep.
I never had an older brother, but I had cousins and stuff, and like I said,
that's even worse sometimes.
I never, and that's why I think I'm so scared to get into fights with people, because I've never been beat up. I've been punched in the face a couple times, but that didn't hurt me at all, and I was more I looked at the person and was like, "You just fucking punched me in the face." I was surprised, and then somebody grabbed both of us, and it didn't go any further. I was just
definitely. If you ever want to think about just learning, just go to a couple jiu-jitsu classes.
I've talked to Shane that we really want to do.
It's really cool, just a nice hobby, and it just betters yourself all the way around.
Shape, get you right.
We want to do I want to do a podcast where we talk about going to do it, then go do it, and then talk about our response, experience after. Because I've never done it. He's done it before. I'm gonna get my ass gassed because I like to lift weights, but I don't do any cardio. So
biggest thing's being relaxed.
So I'm
definitely. You guys come to Planet. Come check us out when you do that.
Yeah, and I've got a little portable recorder too, so that's why I want to actually talk to the people that own it and stuff like that.
We thought about doing a class and then having the thing with us and being interviewing a couple people afterwards. And then kind of saying what we thought about the class, or even doing it'd be cool if one of us is off the side and then we do an interview after somebody just got done rolling and they're out of breath and gas and stuff, and I don't know, just be cool.
No, that's cool. That's wicked.
And it's almost free advertising for the place too, because we're just talking about it.
Yeah. I would say the biggest thing I took away from doing what little jiu-jitsu that I have is it's humbling. You realize you're not when you're in a room just with some straight killers, just people that are 10 times better than you can just murder you.
You downplay yourself a lot. You told me you've been doing jiu-jitsu for 2 years, haven't you, or longer?
I did, but you got
some experience.
But I don't coming off I'm I know too much because
no.
it's one of those sports where like I'm nothing in comparison to the people that I've rolled with and done things with. So it's like I want to downplay myself to my advantage because like I don't want to come off like I'm jiu-jitsu master. Like
no, but you
I mean?
are very knowledgeable in the
because it takes 12 years, 13 years to become a black belt, and I'm just a little smidge on the board of what it takes to do.
No, but you're past the beginner stage white belt guy. You know what I mean? You've been doing
I'm still a white belt.
Right, but you've been doing it.
Too,
yeah. I've been doing it since I was 12. I was still white belt till last year. You know what I mean?
Holy shit.
And I've tapped out black and brown belts just in the past year at tournaments I've
And while you're saying this and how nice you're being is just a perfect example of when I went and rolled at Circle City, that like it's night and day. Not to put down IBJJA because that's my that's my base. That's where I got
there's great people everywhere, but sometimes there's bad people in places.
That's
too.
where I got all, and I have all good things to say about James Klingerman. It's just
great freaking dude.
Super smart, super nice. Never helped me with everything.
Yeah.
But when I walked into Circle City Jiu-Jitsu, it like. And CrossFit also, I don't want to throw that in there.
Oh yeah, you're cool.
But basically, like everyone was, I've never felt that way. Like I did 2 classes and everyone was super duper nice. The coach literally stops everyone and he has everybody shake your hand and say hi and come through and say what's up to you and everything. And everyone's super duper nice. I didn't meet one person that like had some kind of, because there's times when people of lower belts will they're like flopping around and doing things that's almost like bad for both of you. Like that can get you hurt. Yeah. And I'm sure that I have been that person. So when I roll with people and they're like, yeah, this guy doesn't really, you can tell someone's level as soon as you start rolling with him. Exactly. You're like, okay, this is where he's at. And like, but everyone was like, I had like people just like basically, afterwards, like, hey, this is how you could have gotten out of this, or this is what you could have done, and I didn't get that as much, not because of James, but because just the other people that I was rolling with didn't kind of have that insight, and they didn't really have the time to like want to help me. Right.
Some people are selfish with their training. You know what I mean?
And at Circle City, we really believe in like we have like a overall family style, mentality.
And that was my favorite thing about the whole experience. And I know that I've heard Eddie Bravo talk about like he's not holding his secrets as a black belt, and some black belts tend to do that.
Yeah, that's silly. You should never be greedy with your knowledge. Like I shared, dude, I learned some cool shit. The first thing I do is come to the gym. I'm like, guys, watch this. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then I tap them with it.
And just in those 2 classes, I learned some stuff. We did the not the beginners class, but the class afterwards, and we focused on some wrestling stuff. And you were teaching, and I learned some stuff I didn't know before.
Yeah. Wrestling's a huge part of jiu-jitsu. So, you know what I mean? It can be transferred very well.
I mean, if anybody out there wants to give jiu-jitsu a shot, definitely go to Circle City and try it out, because
not even just there, go anywhere.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, Klingerman, IBJJ on the south side. There's on the north side there's
Fisher's, BJJ and boxing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's gyms everywhere. Just pick up your phone and Google, jiu-jitsu schools around me. Yep.
It's important.
Changes your life for sure.
Yeah. That's where we talked about Joe Rogan earlier. That's where I got introduced to jiu-jitsu. He kept talking about it, about it, and I was like, dude, if this is all true, then this is gonna be badass. Yeah, it's exactly how he.
Yeah, Eddie Bravo is actually going to be at our school September 29th doing a 3-hour seminar. He comes every year. Yeah,
I saw that he was here.
He's every year.
I texted Chris Heffernan last year and was like, hey, Eddie Bravo is going to be at this place.
Some guys don't like to come just because of our school.
He was like, cool. Well, how much?
No, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure he's cool about it. But some guys just don't like us 10th Planet dudes.
Is it just no gi?
It's just because we're not traditional jiu-jitsu school. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, not to say AJ Klingerman doesn't like us, but he's never really supported anything we've done. But we got nothing but love for him and his guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just we're untraditional. Eddie Bravo isn't really liked by everyone in the jiu-jitsu community, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he's kind of
he's very unorthodox.
Why is that?
Because well, go ahead.
Well, he's an American that was one of the first American to beat a Gracie at the 2000 World Jiu-Jitsu Games, and then from there created his own system after he was belted by a guy who was belted by a Gracie, Jean-Jacques Machado, and Jean-Jacques Machado is a very good guy, and Eddie created his own jiu-jitsu system based off of what he learned from him, called no gi. There's no the pajama thing, the gis,
rubber guard,
right? Yeah, and just it's very untraditional. And he does a lot of things that a lot of jiu-jitsu guys don't agree with. Like there's a big thing in jiu-jitsu, like traditional jiu-jitsu and gi jiu-jitsu, about these leg locks and heel hooks and stuff like that. It's part. It's, you know, the second you start trying to limit an art, it's not an art anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just
Because
like
you gotta there's always innovation for
yeah,
anything.
exactly. And there's always growth. And these traditional guys don't want to believe in the evolution of the sport. You know, they think, no, this worked back in 1960. It's going to work now.
Yeah.
It's
And
like no.
Also, I see a lot of the
And they'll get left behind eventually.
It's gonna people get left behind.
what I
That's-
might see as being criticized is that with Tin Planet, you guys do some more advanced stuff earlier on, as opposed to like there's certain schools that do like very specific.
Yeah.
Like you have to get a diploma to be able to go to the next belt or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
and you
yeah.
have to learn, and then like to get that diploma, you have to test into it, and you have to do arm bars and like
Yeah.
go through a list of things and show that you know how to do them.
Yeah.
But my first night at your guys' place, I was doing like some crazy like I was in half guard and I roll out of it, and then I was in had the back.
Yeah.
Like it was some crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was cool. Like, and that's what's so exciting about it is like I learned that and I was like, holy shit! Like I
Right.
can't believe I like all the just a crazy little flip I did, and then I got this dude's back or whatever. It was pretty cool. So-
And just, you know, everyone's so critical of Eddie because of how out there he is and how open with his, his mind
but
is.
he doesn't claim to be anything that he's not. He's very
Yeah, no, so true to himself.
And the thing, what you said, you said he beat one of the first people to beat
Yeah.
Gray. He got stomped immediately after that, and he talks about it openly as like, I was like. I've heard that story. I've heard him tell that story
Yeah.
on Theo Vaughn's podcast, and basically just said like his mindset during that, and he's just so down to earth and cool, and was like, I didn't claim to be anything. I was just there, like I couldn't believe I beat the. And then he's like, as soon as I beat Gracie, that like right after that, I was like, oh shit, now I have to beat this dude.
Yeah.
I wasn't even on the high from beating.
Yeah.
So
That's insane to think that you have to go from one person to the next that's just as good, if not better.
yeah.
Once you get to the top, man, they're all savages.
Oh yeah.
But that's what I was kind of saying earlier about just being in a room full of just straight, like you just like, I know when you're standing there getting ready and you're looking around and you're like, God, any one of these dudes could just straight murder me. It's a cool feeling, and I just mean it in the sense like I'm here with these guys, I'm learning from these guys. And you're in a room full of killers. It's like kind of, and like sometimes when you like survive, sometimes like when you're down on the ground and you just survive and don't get tapped, you're like, I just survived that from a straight killer. Like,
Right.
Even if he's maybe not, pulling out his best moves and helping me learn by,
It's definitely probably confidence boost.
yeah, there's like a thing.
I mean, I know you say it's humbling, but it's also probably confidence boost.
yeah,
at
and they
the
have
same
like
time.
what they call like flow grappling, where
Yeah,
you're kind of like
kind of flow roll.
when you're just kind of, and that's when you learn a lot of stuff because they're helping you. You wouldn't learn if they just like 5 seconds in they just tap you right away.
Right.
So it's nice to have somebody that's wanting to help you learn, and like your flow grappling, basically kind of going a little slower and giving your mind time to like catch up with what you're actually doing. That was one of my favorite things about rolling with, like, I only rolled with James like twice.
Right.
I mean, that's how it was. But
Yeah.
Right. So besides the fighting, what other stuff are you guys into? Does that take up most of the time?
Man, dude, I'm an obsessive person.
Yeah.
Like I've been doing this for a long time, and it's kind of just like, I mean, yeah, I do other shit
Yeah.
for sure. Like I'm going kayaking tomorrow and stuff, but like my life
Focused
is this.
on that.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, about the same. It just takes, for us to be at the level that we were trying to obtain. It just takes a lot of our undivided attention. You know
Yeah,
what
it
I mean?
takes extreme
I mean,
focus.
but yeah,
Yeah,
we
like-
do other stuff. We
Yeah,
still
like we'll
have
go
fun.
out, have a good time,
Yeah,
but
for
we're
sure.
still at the gym the next day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Where'd you go to high school at?
Mount Vernon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You look familiar. That's crazy. We're all
Yeah, I mean, I went to Eastern Hancock.
Eastern-
small
Eastern,
high
yeah.
school.
Eastern,
we're right there.
New Pal, Mount Vernon, Greenfield.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
And we're all
Hancock County.
Yeah, no shit. Handcuffed.
How old are you guys?
Go ahead.
I'm 24.
24,
22.
22. Okay.
Yeah, I'm 30, so I graduated a little bit earlier.
28.
28.
You might know like my brother or sister maybe Chase Bensley. Did you know him?
I don't know, but I know like a lot, like the Blackwells. I
Yeah,
know,
oh,
like
yeah,
I know all
yeah.
kinds of people from New Pal. I also know like Justin Burdine.
Okay. Yeah.
Tabby Bonham. I don't know if I should be name dropping all that, but I do know. I know a little bit of people from everywhere. But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
'cause I technically live like the house I grew up in is in Mount Vernon. It's on 700 West.
Okay.
So I live like right over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Eastern Hancock, their football team, like copied your guys' playbook because our coach, for some reason, was like in love with your guys' like head coach, the big giant guy.
Yeah.
Coach Ralph?
Peacock.
Did you?
Pete Peacock.
Oh yeah. Oh, so I know you guys know Dave Riemlinger.
Oh, David Rum. Yeah, that's my boy.
Dude,
It's my boy. He's
I
in
work
my
with
grade.
him. Well, he just stopped working there, but I work at Scotty's, and I work with him forever.
I used to work at Scottish with Dave in Muncie when we was at Ball
Okay,
State.
yeah. Do you know Nicole Rawlings?
Yeah.
That's my girlfriend. That's my
Okay.
baby mama.
Baby mama.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Small world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
it's nuts.
Do you ever hear this story? I don't want to put him on the spot, but I got a really funny story about Dave. Have you heard the broken arrow thing?
No.
Why they call him broken arrow?
No.
Oh, so he like basically broke his penis.
Oh, damn.
And I don't want to put him on the spot, but like there's a story that he was like going to town or whatever, and things didn't go according to plan, and he like basically broke his
Oh
jump.
man, I can only imagine.
He was putting some serious pressure behind that, dude.
But he has a tattoo on his leg, and it's like an arrow that goes through a scar that he has, and so everyone just called him Broken Arrow. But that dude is like one of my favorite people.
He's funny. He's a good guy.
Big
He's
giant
good-
teddy bear.
Oh
dude.
yeah,
he's like one of the nicest dudes ever. But yeah, dude, that's crazy. That's a small world.
I've heard of that happening to people, and it's like an extremely terrible situation.
Yeah,
I
he
can
talks.
only imagine that's
He talks about it openly, so I'm assuming that
Oh,
That
he,
he's not
he
worried
doesn't
about
mind
it.
about 3,000 people.
yeah, he's
yeah,
open book. He asks him about anything. He'll
Yeah,
talk to you.
he's a
about
cool dude. He'll come up to me and say the funniest shit just out of nowhere. So you guys both wrestled from there. Then did you run track?
it. Yeah, I ran
That's
track too.
that's where I.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I ran track all
Yeah,
4 years.
you look. That's where I think I ran track too.
Okay.
And I pole vaulted.
Okay.
And you guys had that like.
I can't believe you pole vaulted. Like I can't picture you pole vaulting.
Yeah, I've never
at all.
actually met someone that pole vaulted.
I was like 165 pounds. I was
No,
a
I
lot
know.
lighter than I was now. But there's a dude that you guys had at your school that was a pole vaulter, and he was like equally as good as me. And I beat him one year, and then the next year he beat me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
sure
yeah.
the dude's name or whatever, but
Yeah, I
we
just
had a bunch
still
of
I
guys.
can't picture it, man. I can't even picture myself trying to pole vault. Like just thinking of like the process is just
Right.
weird.
there's a lot
It's
goes
a lot of
into
form
it.
into that,
A lot of
yeah.
mechanics.
Yeah, because I did high jump like 1 year, and then I was like,
See, I can never do that because like jumping off one foot is weird to me,
Well,
especially backwards.
I didn't try that hard. It was really I was just trying to hook up with a girl that was that was a senior and I was a freshman.
That's okay. I pretty much joined the track team for the same exact reason. I was like,
Nice.
there's this girl in there. I was like, what's the easiest thing? Pole vaulting. But then I actually got into it and was
Yeah.
like, I ran the 4x4 and the 400 and did some other things. But I genuinely joined it for that exact reason. So I'm with you.
Yeah, I got the
I
chance to
ran
ride the
4x4
bus
and
with
the
her.
400 too. So
Okay,
like, that's definitely we definitely
Yeah,
seen each other,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
And so the other thing that I did was as soon as I realized I was not interested in track at all and sitting out in the hot sun all day, I joined the golf team, and that was a blast because my buddies and I, it was just like playing free golf and drinking beer.
Right.
Like as soon as we got around the first hole, nobody could see us, and we'd open our beers,
Yep.
smoke a couple joints, no big deal.
In
Right.
high school?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, in
It
high
was a
school.
good
What do
time.
you mean? Like, you didn't do that shit in high school.
Not on the like that's us like us on the track team. Like I went around the corner, smoked a couple
Like, here,
joints.
bro, hit this joint. Hit this joint.
Dude, we went to such a small school though. There was like 6 of us on the golf team.
That's
so like,
true. Yeah.
So and the coach would literally drive the bus out there, and he would sit at the clubhouse and I don't even know what he would do, read the paper or something.
Smoke a joint.
Smoke a joint.
Exact
Yeah, go down to
same
the
thing.
luxury bar or whatever.
Yeah, and they didn't give a shit what we
I always
did.
forget how small Eastern is.
Yeah,
it was,
very small school.
It was crazy, you know. But it was such a good time because as a kid, like you got the opportunity to play varsity sports for 4 years. Like you got so much more, like I guess, playing time and entertainment and like stuff to look back on, as opposed to like if I would have gone to a big giant school, I may have not started or played until I was a
Right.
junior or a senior. So like it was just a good time. It was a fun school. We partied a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
I played baseball freshman, sophomore year, and there was like 22 kids on my team. And like getting playing time when there's nine
Yeah.
positions.
Yeah.
And Matt, that's what was, you just had to be extremely good, but it was just frustrating trying to get some playing time. So that's kind of why I switched over to track, because they always like, it was nice because when we'd go to Mount Vernon, whatever, the track team would split up. Half of us would go to and we would go to Mount Vernon. So I got to actually like do a bunch of stuff like long jump, 4x4, 400, pole vault, all that stuff. So it was nice.
yeah. Yeah, I just I just don't have anywhere else to go with the sports talk. So,
Good to know.
so,
All right.
seeing what else we got over there.
That's it on the list, except we got some stuff over here that I
Yeah.
didn't write down. But parents sitting in a class for a student that got suspended.
So there's some
good parents right there.
There's a new school thing going on around. I can't remember what the state is, but basically, if a kid gets suspended, the parent has to come and sit with them in class all day.
Oh snap!
Like in all their classes.
I would have been screwed.
Man, if my mom would have been sitting in class with me, I'm telling you,
I was expelled 7th and 8th grade, so I would have been fucked.
I got suspended in I want to say my junior year of high school for mooning, and they took it super serious. They were like, you gotta basically like go to a hearing and do all this stuff, and then they took it super seriously. But what I did was like I asked to go to the bathroom, and I was just going to the bathroom, and I walked by a classroom, and I saw somebody in the classroom I knew, and I thought it'd be funny if I like pulled my pants down, but on one side of the door, and then I just like shimmied across with my ass out, and then the whole class like erupted in laughter, and then the teacher was like, "What's going on?" And then that one little narc was like, "Shane's in the hallway with his ass out."
Whole ass dude.
And for like a whole month, I had to like have my girlfriend bring me my homework, and I didn't do any of it. So like I'm with you on that.
Yeah. And the idea behind it is they were saying that when they would suspend kids, it's just like a free day off of school. It's like a vacation because they would just go home and sit, and it's also like trying to keep the parents a little bit more involved with their kid.
Right.
And it's funny because there's a kid quoted, and he says they ask him, "So how do you feel about the situation?" He's like, "Well, my mom asked me how I did," and she was like, "Why were you so good today?" And he was like, "Well, I didn't want to get in trouble because you were here." And I was like, and I think that that's a perfect like way to make kids act better, because if their parents there,
or beat his fucking ass so he acts good when his parents aren't there.
That's true too. But now they know that there's that consequence that their mom's going to be sitting right next to them through biology class.
I think
my mom would have
disciplining
beat
the
my
kids
ass in class.
I think discipline's on the decline. I think people aren't wanting to get physical anymore. But there's different ways you can discipline your kids. You don't have to just fucking spank them. You know what I mean? Like I teach these two little boys at our gym, and also one of their dad has been doing Muay Thai for like 2 years while his kids do jiu-jitsu. And he was telling me they're like 7 and 5, or maybe 8 and 6, and they got in their first big fight. You know what I mean? And they're actually like really good at
fighting each other.
Yeah, and they're good at jiu-jitsu, so that's get scary. You know what I mean? When your kids are trained, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And these kids are good. For how little they are, they understand it. You know what I mean? Won multiple tournaments. And his dad was like, I could have spanked him, I could have got mad, but I fucking smiled, made him hold hands, and run 3 miles in the rain while I followed him behind in the truck.
Exactly.
And that's
awesome.
That sucks. I'd fucking rather get spanked. You know what I mean? There's plenty of ways you can discipline your kid, and I think that's another reason why a bunch of kids are going off the fucking wall and doing dumb shit nowadays, because the parents aren't involved and they're not disciplining them properly.
A mixture of those two things is like the pussification of America, where like everyone's just kind of like, everyone gets a trophy.
Yeah.
Like that shit mixed with like what you're saying is like they're not being disciplined. You put those two together, you get entitled kids.
Kids think they fucking deserve something nowadays.
They don't have to work for shit. Like,
no one deserves shit. You know what I mean? No one fucking deserves anything in this world.
And for all you baby boomers out there, if you thought millennials were bad, you just fucking wait.
Yeah,
dude. That's coming.
Yeah.
That shit that's coming. Woo.
Dude, everyone's a diva now. So many people are
But I do like that holding hands and running in the rain type shit.
I'm gonna make my kids do that shit if they fucking. You know what I mean? There's different ways you can discipline your kid. You know, but also there's over discipline too. You know what I mean? You can't beat the fuck out of your kid.
And I'm thinking about how fucking badass those two little kids are probably.
Oh yeah, man, Will and Sam, man.
Awesome.
Shout out to Will and Sam Jackson, dude.
Yeah.
They are
That's awesome.
the future.
Monsters.
I can't imagine if I was like 8 years old and you taught me how to do a Kimura, I'd be like, "Come here, motherfucker!" Like all the time.
No, man, and like I get so emotional. Like we went to a Cincinnati in December, I believe, for a tournament, a jiu-jitsu tournament. And he psychs himself out because he's so little, Will Jackson. He's only like 6. And he starts crying, so now I'm getting emotional, and I'm like, "Don't worry, buddy, you're gonna do great."
Yeah.
And he goes out there and beats his kid in like 23 seconds. Now I'm bawling. And there's this girl following me around. I had this team following me around doing a documentary on me that they were doing for this thing, and like. I'm just sitting here crying because this kid, I see all the work he puts in, and he goes out and he doubts himself and then kills it.
Yeah.
And it's just so crazy. These kids are animals.
That's another feeling that I've only competed in one tournament, and that was the ego. And
ego's great.
Just got completely fucking dominated. I got
you got to sometimes.
I got straight ankle locked twice by the same dude. But the guy that I went up against he looked like he just got
He's a hoe.
straight out of prison, bro. But the second time he got me, he pulled guard and then just grabbed my ankle and straight ankle locked me.
Oh.
Yeah. And he was wearing gi pants and no shirt.
Right. Yeah,
He
dude,
was
those
that
guys
guy,
are wearing
bro.
no shirt at Ego. I love them.
And he's like, I've been doing jiu-jitsu for like 3 months. And I'm like, I'm
cool.
Yeah,
right.
But he fucking got and then next day I learned how to fucking sit over that leg.
Yep. So
And-
Ashi, when you're Ashi, you got to push down on the bottom leg, sit out.
Yeah, and
then
it was
you're
so
fine.
easy to get
and
out
really,
of
a
it.
straight ankle lock, man, is a pain move unless you're facing like a ripped, jacked dude. You know, he's
was
got to
a
have the
big
power to break your
motherfucker.
tibula and fibula.
Yeah.
So if you don't, it's a pain move. So if you know how to just take it a little bit
I tried, man. I really did. I hung on and I did that. The thing you're not supposed to do was
roll,
flip over,
and roll
like a
and shit.
fucking idiot. And then you got to worry about your knee.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah, if
then-
he starts going for the ankle and shit, yeah, you got to worry about your heel. If he starts going for like heel hooks, he'll rip out.
Yeah, I tried, man, but
Hey, you're good, dude. It's a learning process.
but like it sucked because like I'm like 210 or whatever, and so that's like a bigger class. This
Yeah.
dude looked like a fucking giant compared to
Yeah,
me.
once
and I
you're
was
up that high, the classes they get spaced out.
like,
a
yeah,
lot
and like
more.
all the way leading up to it's like I'm gonna lose some weight. I'm gonna get down to like 180. That shit didn't happen.
you got to do it, dude.
So,
You got to
I
just
know,
do it. You know what I mean?
And I could probably do pretty well in a
Yeah.
lower class or whatever. And I'm eventually gonna get back. I'm in school and work and all those excuses
Yeah.
that people like to make.
Yeah.
It's easy to make.
Dude,
or
just
whatever.
changing your diet, just changing your eating. No, so not even your diet now, because there's new studies that like everything we know about nutrition is wrong.
Yeah.
If you just change your eating times,
Sure.
you
Well,
can lose fucking weight.
We're actually huge into intermittent fasting.
Yeah, dude, I just started a program, time
Yeah.
restricted
Yeah,
intermittent
I
fasting.
have not eaten today, and I probably
either.
won't. And I'm doing like the
Yeah,
the
I'm probably gonna
hardcore-
fast all day today.
I'm doing till 6 o'clock, and I'm only doing
What's your time?
6 to
restrict time?
10.
So you're only
So I
doing
got like
4
4
hours. You're
hours.
fucking going in.
But
dude.
I work best
Are
that
you,
way. I don't.
Do you actually? Do you stick to it?
Yeah, that's
or
what I'm
do you
saying.
cheat? You
No,
know
I
what I
don't
mean?
cheat. Like I've had coffee today. That's all I've had.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Liquids, like certain liquids that aren't calorie huge. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you can do like teas, coffees,
teas, coffees,
water,
like
but-
your buys, like the buy or the it's only like 5 calories, shit like that.
Yeah, but only anything that spikes your insulin, like that
spikes your insulin or is gonna start that digestive tract.
or your body thinks is like sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So like I know a lot about this shit, and so is and he's doing keto and intermittent
Oh,
fasting.
you're a wild motherfucker.
Trying.
Yeah,
Because
when'd you start
I-
keto?
Sunday of last week.
So you're about to get your keto flu, aren't you?
Yeah,
He
and
was messaging me like, all right, like asking me the specifics of it, like what can and can't you do? Because I've done it a few times. It just doesn't work for me.
It for athletes like us, it won't work because we run on carbs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the feeling I kept getting like kind of like I know the keto flu or whatever, but I felt
you'd feel weak.
Yeah,
because you don't have any carbs. Your body's it's
but
horrible for us.
but once you make that switch over to your body running on ketones, you should have all kinds of energy.
Yeah, but like I said again, so with the amount of work we put in, like it's like time
it
restriction.
wouldn't work.
Yeah. With him, it probably work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm
'Cause
sure
I
you
lift,
work out.
yeah, I lift
lifting and shit.
and
That's
stuff like
perfect.
that, but
for
I
that.
don't-
That's
Yeah.
perfect.
I don't do like any. Like I said, I'm trying to increase the cardio a little bit, but it's just not fun. I just get bored. And,
Right, like if he wanted to go on a fucking like 5 mile run right now, he would feel so drained.
Yeah,
I guarantee it.
I run
Yeah.
I run like twice a week. You know,
But yeah, so basically, I've already gone through that like super tired, weird feeling.
Yeah.
Now I'm fine. Like I'm good.
so
now.
I think your body. It takes time for your body to switch over from running on carbs to running on ketones. So
they
basically,
said 7 to 30 days.
So what's your time restriction?
So I'm doing from 12 to 8 p.m.
Yeah,
and
I do
just
2
the
to 10.
normal thing where
Yeah.
and then you can just skip breakfast. It's
Yeah,
pretty
you just
easy.
skip breakfast. You eat 2 meals. You can even throw some extra stuff in
Right.
there. You just got to keep to that.
Yeah.
You know
and
what I mean?
people get so caught up on like this.
Today I've gone way farther than that though,
People get caught up on the age old like
because I drank too
Breakfast
much
is
on
the
Friday.
most
Most important.
important,
I had a
like-
guy say that to me just the other day at the gym because he heard me talking to someone about and I was like, no, it's actually fucking not.
like just because we can even go media or whatever, like the food pyramid and all that bullshit. That shit's like old and
Yeah.
outdated.
Grains and
everything we
grains
know is changing because you got to think scientific data hasn't even been around that long. Like keeping track of shit like that and nutritional value and what macros.
Well, we
are.
run our whole system on a low fat diet when fat can be one of the most healthy as long as it's healthy.
Yep.
Non-
People are finding out salt is actually really fucking good for you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? People are always like, don't put too much salt. It's
Yeah.
like,
The pyramid and grains was all because there was somebody that was like a lobbyist that was for like the grain companies and they just wanted to make more money, so
Yeah.
they like paid off all the scientists.
Same
and then
with-
then it like stuck. and
carbohydrates
it
just
stuck
got
forever.
introduced to us. You know what I mean? Within the last 200 years.
Yep. And then like you got to understand, like before the carbohydrates were introduced to us, people were like not living long because of what they were eating, but
Malnutrition. Yeah, and
because of-
how they were taking care of their bodies
because of
and-
disease and the things that we
Exactly.
didn't have now. But if you introduce the diet that you had back then before carbohydrates, people would be living way longer because of the amount of just basically meat, vegetables, maybe some fruit.
Yeah, it's no doubt that we're overfed right now. Like we've really taken.
Did you
advantage.
listen to GSP
Yeah,
on
dude.
that?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what kind of got me on the I'm good at like not eating, so I'm gonna do like that, like where I go like I have this small window
Extremes.
where I'm gonna probably have like a big ass meal with some veggies and meat and
Yep.
maybe a glass of wine or two.
Yeah.
And like kind of cut out the beer or whatever, and then
Just drink a fucking Michelob Ultra.
I know I do drink those.
I
Dude,
started-
I fucking love those
Yeah,
things,
they're
dude.
pretty
I started doing just Tito's, soda water, and a lime.
Yeah, that's good for keto for
And
sure.
I got fucked up on Friday because that's the other thing with when you're doing that intermittent fasting and then also not eating any of the carbs, like just having like 4 or 5 of those drinks, I was like,
Are
real
you
fucked up.
are you on the intermittent fasting thing?
Yeah. We just. I'm
sure
I
your
just got
guys'
introduced to it. So.
Diet is pretty similar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
almost
We have a
pretty much
nutritionist.
identical.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, our nutritionist Katie Kelly. Shout out to Diesel Macros. She's
Diesel
a
macros.
yeah, she's a killer, man.
Dude, fuck that whole macro thing. I can't, not because
She
it doesn't
did it
work.
for us.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I
we-
cannot
I
keep
can't-
up with that shit, dude.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, what? I'm like, I'm looking at the back of labels and
yeah.
right on.
We
a
just
piece of
told her,
paper.
we just give her all our information, how many times we work out a day,
Yeah.
what we're doing,
Yeah.
when our training time is, and we were eating, 2 to 3 times a day, but spread it out and stuff. But now that I've learned more about time restricted eating and intermittent fasting, I've been talking to her about it, and she's like, dude, that's gonna be so fucking perfect for you. You just gotta be able to do it. You know
If
what I
you
mean?
implement other things with intermittent fasting,
Mhm.
like keto or just a healthier diet,
Yeah,
oh man,
and
sky's
you know
the
what
limit.
I mean. I when I'm not in camp, I'll fucking have some fast food or a burger or something.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
other than that, I really try to stay as clean as possible. you
Yeah.
know?
Same with you over
Oh
there.
yeah, for sure. A lot of like chickens. I throw a little bit of steak in there. I like salmon type
Yeah.
deal, quinoa.
Yeah.
I meal prep.
Avocado,
We
yeah.
meal prep. So I
Yeah.
mean, we're 5 days in advance.
That's
Sweet.
nice.
Yeah,
Hell
that's
yeah.
awesome, dude.
Yeah. So I know that this has been a great conversation, but I'm gonna get bitched at by my wife if I don't cut it off here soon. So
No, I hear
it's
you.
just the way the world rolls.
We have to leave for America.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we have. Yeah. I got the race. We're gonna go. I mean, it's probably still going on. Yeah, it's going on. But we're gonna go do a race party today. So I'm
Hell
gonna
yeah.
try to still stick with the vodka and soda and not drink beer. But
There you go.
I love beer so
Yeah,
much.
well,
Fucking dude, a couple won't kill you.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Live life.
But yeah, it's great having you guys. Tell us or tell the listeners where they can find you one more time and like what you got coming up.
Social media wise, yeah.
The Ian MMA is what you can follow me on all social media, or Ian Pomfret if you want to add me on Facebook. I coach and train at Circle City Martial Arts and Fitness. Shout out Jay Watkins, Ron S. McGrady, Nicholas Washington, Joe Durham, all my other coaches throughout my life. Shout out to all my sponsors. I don't want to list you all off right now, but you guys make it possible for me to do what I do. Love you to everyone that supports me and everyone that keeps doubting me. Keep on doubting because it's only going to get better from here.
Nice.
You seem like you may have said that a few times.
Really quick.
Practice makes perfect.
Really quick. Tyler Dwayne Dean wanted to say my dudes. So
Hey, shout out
Hey,
Tyler. He's
Ty.
one of our fighters. He's one of
Oh,
our
yeah.
125
There you go.
guys. He's a
Awesome.
beast.
So he joined us for the live. So it's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
So where can
Okay.
people find you, Christian?
Yeah, if you want to find me on any social media, it's at King Jones 93. Again, shout out to Circuit City Martial Arts, Diesel Macros, a long list of sponsors. Come in and try us out. First class. Well, first class for free.
Nice.
Get you in there and get you right.
2 classes, really. I came for twice for free.
And you guys, if you ever want to come back,
Hell yeah.
on me.
I plan
sure.
on it.
Yeah,
It's right
on me,
down the street.
complimentary for sure.
Cool.
I need to do it. I just need to get.
Come
Dude,
in.
the
It's
hardest
all
part- the
love,
hardest
bro.
part
We'd love to see you.
is
man.
walking in the
There's
door.
so
For
much
sure.
stuff. There's so
Dude,
much stuff that I'm doing for the first time this year.
I know we got to go, but it's good because you can go in. We can do the beginner class. You warm up. You do the little stretches and stuff. You just do some real. You don't even grapple right off the bat. You just learn a move basically and kind of get adjusted to what you're doing. And then if we want to stay and stick around for the other class, then that's when the shit gets a little hyped up more, and it's pretty badass.
We'll do it because
Smoke some pot before you come.
this-
You know what I mean? Be relaxed.
I don't do that anymore. But
Well,
this year I'm doing so much stuff for the first time that I've never done before, which is like I want to do this. I'm trying stand-up comedy in June 6th.
Nice.
Let us know on that.
Yeah,
man.
let
We'll
us
come
know.
through.
Yeah, we'll come
that,
through for
It's
sure.
gonna
I'm
be in
doing it, too.
Anderson. I wasn't sure if you were coming or
I've
not.
already come up with a couple things that I want to talk about, so
Yeah.
I actually have some material this time.
Good.
I had finals last time. He was supposed to.
I was gonna
do
go
it.
do it, and I bitched out.
Oh no.
It's hard, man. It's rough. You
And
got
that's
to
gonna
I
be
also
some
didn't-
adrenaline shit.
And I didn't prepare at all. Like, I
fight or
didn't-
flight, sir.
I
Dude,
didn't-
that's your adrenaline's gonna kick
Yeah.
in, and that's you
I gotta
harnessing
think.
that shit.
Gotta
Yeah.
think.
So we do look forward to seeing you guys on the come up.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, for
absolutely.
sure.
When next fight we have in Kokomo, you guys should come. I'll
And
get
then
you
when
guys some
guys-
tickets.
for
And,
sure on that. And then
Yeah.
and then when you guys are rich and famous, don't forget about us.
Hey,
You
don't
know?
forget the people that help us pave the
anytime.
way.
Come,
Yeah.
we'll come back on
And
anytime for
real
sure.
quick, to before we head out, June 23rd, Covington, Kentucky, Hard Rock MMA. Christian King Jones and Ian Pomfret, we coming for you. We don't come to take part. We came to take over, and I hope y'all ready for us. Let's get
Hey,
it.
yes, sir.
Is that
love
is
it.
that on a Saturday?
Yeah, it's on a Saturday night.
So I'll drive out with you.
What date is it?
June 23rd.
I got you messaged me that, so I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah. We'll get you right.
But that's definitely probably a very good opening. I don't think I got anything going on that weekend.
It'll be a fun, dude. It's gonna be tight. And,
And
then
I
we're
ju-
probably gonna go over the river to Cincinnati after we take some heads.
Awesome.
I'm all in.
Get wasted.
We've been in those parts a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did our live show in Cincinnati. So and we
Oh,
went
nice.
over the bridge or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
Ridiculous thing. I can't even. We can't even talk about it. On
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys know if you're watching this, listening to it, you know where to find us. It's Juice in the Morning on Facebook, Juice in the AM on all social media. Thanks for coming, guys.
Hey, it was a
great
pleasure.
talk.
Love, man.
Loved
Come
having you guys.
Yeah, come back anytime.
Hey, we'd love
Yeah.
to.
And good luck with your fights.
Luck is for the mediocre.
There you go.
I love that. I love that.
I do like that too. I always said you put yourself in position to be lucky.
I like the make your own luck.
Yeah,
yeah.
you do.
But for Shane Jones and for Justin Juice Kelly, we're out.
Yep.
Hey.
AJ, Fittipaldi, Rick Mears, and the Andrettis. The checkered flag, a victory lap. Gasoline Alley, the Brickyard. Rutherford, Penske, the pace car. Linda Vaughn and Lion Dyke. Texaco, Tom Sneva. The Tower, Tony Hullman. Indianapolis. The pit crew and the pole position, the pace lap and the pagoda, pit row and the straightaway. Valvoline, gasoline, alcohol, methanol, Little Al, Big Al, and Sullivan and Ray Hall. Gentlemen, start your engines! The no pass out sign. Tom Carnegie, Mrs. Hallman, 500, Queen Budweiser, Chicken and Goodyear, back home again, Lola and Martin, the turbine and the finish line. STP, Coyote and Carburation, Day, Pennzoil, Marlboro, Buick and Chevrolet. Turn for the terrace, the snake pit below the white line. The pace lap, a pit pass, a Novi and Nomex in the groove, the bubble, the pit wall, the backstretch, a hot lap, the short shoot, he's on it in record time. Bobby and Parnelli, Lloyd Ruby, Granatelli, a glass of milk.